Oh, gosh.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Greetings.
We're waiting for Father Corey. Father Corey, please come to the front desk.
Please pick up the white courtesy phone for a call.
Yeah, that lasted like 3 minutes. Glasses.
Oh,
Hey, who's out there?
who said that?
It's me. It's a lag.
Oh,
Is he there?
let's turn that off.
Oh, that's the delay.
Yeah. I was thinking, who's that?
It was a woman's
That
voice.
was me.
That was you, but you weren't. Your lips weren't moving.
I'm magical that way.
Good
morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
There he
Father.
is.
How are you?
He's going, ooh.
Whoa.
What have I got myself into here?
You've been waiting for me. Oh no, I'm kidding.
Let's see. Is it better if I just hold it? Yeah.
I feel like
Makes a lot of noise. Hang on.
I'm overmodulating a little bit.
Well, this is your microphone volume button.
I have a button.
Not a button, but
I have a knob.
a
Knob to turn.
And then also the nice little switch above it that mutes you.
Ooh. Does this one next to it mute you?
Yeah.
Just kick it away.
Yeah. I think.
Is this all right then for me, or should I hold it too?
I think I put Steve too close to the mixer.
Should I?
He's even said the whole time playing. Why do I think
boy.
just for you guys alone? I'm going to need the.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I should've-
Please have that handy.
I should have brought it.
You guys are good.
Okay, I'm going to try to equalize his volume with ours. Wait a minute, maybe I need to turn that up a little bit. Okay, you talk, Father.
Hello. How are you doing?
That sounds good. Great. Wow, we've missed you. Missed
You guys
everybody.
as well.
Really?
Yeah, you guys look like you're having kinds of fun.
Oh yeah,
We are having fun.
we are. All right. And it's just a matter of time before you pull this whole thing over.
It's going to be.
That's my goal.
Just when you cough, just cough right at the computer and all of us. It's okay.
I'll just mute myself.
Yeah.
When you hear the crash, it's going to be all of that stuff falling on top of the laptop.
Okay. Really not, again, as usual, not sure what we're going to talk about on the show here, but we're just going to jump right into it. What do you think?
So why not?
Why
do
not?
it.
Sure.
Okay.
Do it.
It's 11:08, and you know what? It's going to be about an hour. I don't know, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more.
Oh,
Who knows? That's okay because we don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, let me check the sound.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network.
Okay, that sounds all right.
So where do we look? Do we look at the camera?
The
'Cause I
camera
keep
over there,
looking at-
that's-
I keep looking at the.
Well, you can look at that
No,
to see
because
what
then it-
we're doing, but pretty much that's the eye.
That's why I'm keeping the sunglasses on, so you can't.
So you can't
Tell.
see where you're looking.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Steve's been quiet.
Yeah, right.
He's taking a nap.
It's a good thing you can't wear sunglasses at mass. No,
Or shouldn't.
I shouldn't. I don't. I've never
Sorry
fallen
about
asleep
that.
in mass.
No,
Never.
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 Lies.
No.
The
Well, I
question
There's
is
too many
Father-
calisthenics going on. I can't.
I can't remember when I didn't.
You haven't heard some of the homilies I have. Half an hour can give you a pretty darn good nap.
Here's a secret. You go to, what's the name of your website? frcorey.org.
Yep.
And listen to these homilies, and it'll put you right to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. It's not true. I'm just joking.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's good sleep aid, and doesn't cause any side effects except maybe a guilty conscience.
Not even.
For
Not
some
even
of us,
when
not
it's
me.
awful.
I just call it catechesis by osmosis.
Oh,
CBO, catechesis by osmosis. There's a blog or something there waiting.
why are you looking at me?
No, when you heard CBO. Okay. Are you all ready?
Hi, Mike.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, guys.
Muted.
What'd you
Muted.
wear?
Because I'm starting the show.
You know, I can just step over here.
I thought of that.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode 301. I already screwed that up, didn't I? What do I say?
Go with it.
Oh, you know what? I didn't have the H5 on anyway. And it begins. And it begins. Oh, it's Moses. Good one, Mike. Okay, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. There we go.
This is SQPN, the StarQuest Production Network, leading the way.
You're listening to Catholic Weekend, episode 301 for the week ending Saturday, January 30th, 2016. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm your captain, Captain Jeff.
Your captain.
And joining me
I'm
today,
your captain.
right next to me actually,
So I'm
the lovely.
Hello. Which mic am I going to?
Oh, you have a mic.
I have my own mic.
Oh, I
Hello,
forgot.
guys. I was certain you had muted me.
No, I have you unmuted. See, you can see for yourself. And also from Oklahoma, Steve Nelson.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Sure smells sweet
when the wind comes
right behind the rain. And also joining us from Montana, Father Corey Stika.
Howdy, y'all. No, I didn't make the trip up to Atlanta. I'm sitting in the little window on their screen.
Now you're in the big window because you're talking. All right. Well, yeah, if you are listening to the audio, you need to take some time and watch the video because you'll see Maria and Steve and I sitting right next to each other behind a desk in Steve's hotel room. And why are you here in Atlanta, Steve?
I am here to attend a great event this afternoon called the Honda Battle of the Bands.
Woohoo.
Yeah, so down at the Georgia Dome, they're going to have all these marching bands from HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, and they always put on a big competition show this time of year. And this is my first time coming to it, so I'm really excited.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Get ready for some parties.
Oh, yeah.
Partay.
Oh, yeah.
There's already a partay at the Waffle House. That's where we started today.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, we walked over across where the hotel here is smack dab right next to the Georgia Aquarium and Centennial Olympic Park and
The World of Coca-Cola.
Yep.
We're doing all this advertising.
Right.
and the College Football Hall of Fame and Waffle House.
Yeah.
And Waffle House.
Yes.
Because you can't come to Georgia and not eat at the Waffle.
Yeah,
That is so
nothing
true.
says the South like Waffle House.
Seriously. Best coffee.
It's good food.
Yeah. Coffee? You like their coffee?
I like their coffee.
Ugh,
Ugh,
it's like water.
look at you.
I know.
Like water.
Like water.
So yeah,
Yeah.
when we heard that Steve was going to be here and the fact that we needed to crank up Catholic Weekend again, we've been on a little bit of a hiatus.
A hiatus.
Hiatus. And, and no, we have not been drinking. It's better when we've got something to drink.
Just weak coffee.
Hey, do you have a bar in here?
No,
This
thank
is the APG get together for your anniversary. Plenty of
Oh my
drinking down there.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about that. That was fun, though. That's for sure.
It looked like it.
Yeah, that was too bad you couldn't have been down there, Father. It was
That would have been a blast. I was watching that going, boy, I wouldn't mind going to Miami. Of course, it was bitter cold here too, so it's like I really would like to be down there.
Yeah, I went down to Miami for the 200th episode. Actually, it was more than 200, but we're calling it the 200th episode of the Airline Pilot Guy show. And I was surprised, and some people came over from the UK, and everything. It was a big surprise. So it was a lot of fun.
It was a party.
It was a party. Anyway, Maria contacted Maria and said, hey, well, first of all, I asked Steve, is it okay if we come down to your hotel room and record Catholic Weekend? He said, sure. So Maria and I came over here, and we had breakfast at the Waffle House. We just talked about that. And here we are in Steve's little place.
Yeah, 8th floor of the Hilton Garden Inn. Here's another ad there for you.
I'll tell you what, though, it was a nice experience to be sitting far away from the whole production of putting together all this electronic stuff.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's quite a ballet you put together all the time.
Well, you know, a lot of equipment here, especially when you have 3 separate microphones, so it requires the bigger mixer, and the camera is set back far enough so you can get all of this in the screen and everything else. So, but it's worth it. It's always worth it to be with friends.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you could make it as well, Father Corey.
No, glad to be here as always, even from a distance.
From a distance.
I did it exactly.
I was gonna say
Earworm.
So what have you been up to, Father?
Oh, the usual priest stuff. No, there's not much. No, it's just been kind of just your typical busy, getting ready for Lent already. It's, you know, this is one of these years where it's like, okay, we're done with Christmas. Yay. Lent is coming up soon. Oh man.
Was it like 10 days from now is Ash Wednesday?
Yes.
10, 11 days? Oh my gosh.
I got my haircut ready so that I can have my ashes on Ash Wednesday.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
I learned the trick. I learned the trick of kind of lifting up the bangs with my finger and then do the ashes.
Yeah.
Makes it easier.
All right.
You should just have a pair of scissors with you, and you just go snip.
Oh, yeah, that would go over well.
Hey, it's penance. It's penance.
Yeah.
So, Father Corey, you were didn't you have some kind of a shindig diocesan thing during the week, like last week or something?
We had our priest assembly. Every January we have our winter priest assembly where we get together in Billings, and you know it's work. We have meetings, priest council, and business meetings and conferences. We actually had a professor from Mundelein Seminary, Deacon Owen Cummings, come and present on the Year of Mercy. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. There was some good stuff said. We had a pitch by Verbum. If you're familiar with the Verbum Bible software, you know how totally awesome it is. Expensive, but awesome. And it's so funny. The guy, I was sitting there going, I don't know if he's going to sell much. You know, he might get some of the younger guys interested. He about sold out of the little flash drives he had with. You know, it's just like, wow, okay, you did well. So we got a bunch of priests in the diocese now using Verbum, which I've used it for years. I love it. I think it's a fantastic package. But maybe I should have kept that for my pick of the week. Oh,
pick of the week. I hadn't even thought of that.
By the way.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
What? Another book?
Another book.
There you go. No, it was a good week. It was a good week. Of course, we also had tribunal training, training for annulments, which is, I had to sneak out of that one because that was not fun.
How are you going to sneak out of something so important like an annulment?
Because I've already had it. It was supposed to be an update with the motu proprio that came out a few months ago from Pope Francis talking about the annulment process. It wasn't. It was the full training. Never mind. I'm out of here. I've already done this.
I'm judging you hard.
You can do that.
That's like all the trainings I've ducked out of this week. I can say it. I can say it on the air now. I have retired, ladies and gentlemen. I have officially retired.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
congratulations. I should probably play some applause, but I can't figure out where that is.
You can play the wah wah because I'm working until the end of the term.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
Okay.
What is
Here.
stupidity?
Oh, this is a good one.
I have very little patience for stupidity.
Oh, that is the perfect one for me.
Now the show is going to be Let's Play with Jeff's soundboard.
Yeah.
So speaking about the what did we just talk about here? That just reminded me of something in John Clem's awesome top Catholic tweets for January 29th, 2016.
All things Pope Francis.
But
What
there
did he
was
do this week?
something that you just said
Year
that reminded
of
me.
mercy, perhaps?
That was one of the things that kind of tickled the gray matter in my brain, but it was something else. Darn it. Huh. Okay. Well, you guys just keep on
Well, I'm
talking.
looking at the show notes here. Lent. There's only
Oh,
two I
show
can
notes.
see.
I should probably look at that too.
Thanks to Lynn for putting them together. At least one of us is looking at it.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
we're just having a grand time being together.
Yeah.
So
That's
Oh no, I know what it was.
it's just nice to get this back on the air for a minute.
Lynn was talking about trolls, and
Oh.
I think that Pope Francis had something to say about the internet. If you see it, just point to it here on this screen, please.
I'm wearing the kitschy glasses that are not
Okay.
prescription, so I can't see.
Did you find it? Pope decries internet
Ooh.
troll. See,
Okay.
I had something there, just a little spark of something in my brain going on there from Deacon Greg Condras. Is that how you pronounce his name? Condra?
Kendra. Yeah.
Kendra.
That's how
Thank
I've
you.
pronounced it. But
Yeah.
Okay, well then that must be the way it is.
I had the pleasure of meeting him last summer.
Did you?
Mhm.
Well, Pope Francis met Apple's CEO Tim Cook on the 22nd of January, which is about a week ago. Pope Francis spoke out Friday over the increasingly aggressive nature of much political discourse and the use of social media as a forum for personal abuse. In a message published on the same day that the Twitter-friendly pontiff met Apple boss Tim Cook, Francis said digital technology and the internet could help bring people together, but also had the potential to create deep wounds. Our words and actions should be such as to help us all escape the vicious circles of condemnation and vengeance which continue to ensnare individuals and nations, encouraging expressions of hatred. Yeah.
Just for the first time, I have trolls that are they keep friending me and unfriending me on Twitter, and it's like they're trying to trick me into following them back, and then who knows what would happen at that point. But when the same person, I get a little notice that someone follows you, and I get that same one over and over again.
It's somebody baiting
Somebody
you.
follow me, and it's just like, I'm not playing this game.
Are they saying anything?
No,
Or are they just
no.
following you?
I think they want to send me private messages or something, and
Oh, yeah, and you can't.
it's
You can't do it.
probably a marketer or
well, I look at their profiles, and it's obviously that they have some sort of what do you call it, campaign or something.
Oh, I get the other extreme. I have a lot of people friending me that are women I have no interest in, that are seeking other things.
They're probably watching you right now. Say hi. Hi, I'm not going to friend you.
yeah.
Hey, weirdos! Not this week.
Yeah, but it's weird. We've been doing this for so long, and I'm just now getting those kind of people that are trying to
something.
trick me into something. So
Or you could do what I do. I accept everybody's friendship, and then I never look at Facebook.
There's
So it
that.
doesn't
that
bother
works.
me.
Actually, when I discovered the mute button, I went through and muted all of the weird people that were suspects.
Yeah, but I understand where Pope Francis is coming from. Yeah, there's so much vitriol out there. Don't ever look at Pope Francis's Twitter feed.
Oh, is
Don't
it awful?
ever-
Is
oh,
it
it's terrible.
awful?
Look at the responses. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
not the stuff that he posts is fine,
That's
but all the
beautiful.
responses to it, there is some
Horrible.
really
And,
terrible
Com
stuff there.
boxes on the internet should be burned and never again looked at and recognized as the biggest mistake ever on the internet.
Yeah.
But it
Com
does
box is
become
horrible.
it's a great place for dialogue for the people who can handle dialogue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm having a nice time over at CatholicMom.com. They're doing a book series on what is it?
Catholic mom?
CatholicMom.com.
Never
Lisa
heard of it.
Hendy.
Who?
Yeah, Lisa.
Oh, I'm not at my own computer. I can't give myself a tiara.
Lisa Hendy. Oh, no. Is
But
she
it's a
somebody
good-
in the Catholic world?
It is indeed a
Okay.
great site.
Yeah.
So the comm boxes over there are fairly safe. They're also moderated.
I was going to say that I'm
So-
sure they police it pretty tightly.
Yeah.
versus like
Barb
your
does
typical newspaper comm box, which is a hive of scum and villainy.
Great
So
words.
how to handle the trolls? I mean, is it a moment of evangelization for us, or is it a mute moment? I never know the right approach.
Well, I think if you're the type that is going to take something personally, then maybe you shouldn't play in that realm. But I always look to the things that Bishop Robert Barron, he'll engage anybody on his YouTube, the comments on his YouTube channel. And, and there's some really terrible things that people post out there, but he engages them, with charity, and, he just rolls off of him. He doesn't take it personally.
Mhm.
So I'm somewhere in the middle.
You take some of it personally and some of it.
Oh, I would. I mean, I know that there are limits. Somebody would say
Oh.
something and I would not be able to handle certain things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take what they are.
No.
No, not in a public forum like this.
Oh, you mean we can't get your little button pushing topic so we can have some fun with you?
No.
No, but it is a great place to engage people charitably.
Mhm.
You never know how you're going to turn a heart. I think a lot of people use the anonymity of the internet to, I don't know, maybe even explore their own dark sides, to just speak their minds without any kind of filter.
Yeah. I'm probably, failing in that, because, a single word can change a person's opinion if they're willing to be open to it. And so I guess if I'm not willing to play with those kind of people, then I'm probably failing in my evangelical zeal.
I think those people that are trolls are usually people that are, they're hurting in some way, and they're seeking, I don't know, attention, and even if it's negative attention, they're getting something. What do you think, Father?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. A lot of it is about attention. It's about, let's see what kind of trouble I can stir up. Let's see what kind of it's very much that. And it of course, the thing, there's always the line, don't feed the trolls. If you respond to them, they're going to feed more, and it's just a game for many of them. But that's hard. That's hard not to do. I always love this comic from XKCD. This is one I know you've seen it on the internet, and I've got it here on my screen share now. About, are you coming to bed? I can't. This is important. What? Someone is wrong on the internet. And that mindset is so hard to break.
Oh, I know. And with the elections coming up.
I was just going to say that's going to be some hard work on our part, not to just say.
It's so hard to get those trolls, and you're just like your adrenaline gets pumping, and you're like, "Ooh, I'm going to get this guy. Ooh, I'm going to respond. Ooh, I'm going to, and just like, no, stop it. Walk away. Ignore him. He's an idiot.
Don't do it.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't get in, especially politics. I cannot.
Do not engage.
I cannot do it.
I guess I'm lucky. I don't really have any trolls, and I don't want any. Thank you very much.
You have a lot of trolls. You just don't ever
Well,
open up
maybe I just-
Facebook or anything.
like feedback that I get for my podcast. Everything is always positive. I've never received the
Good
only time
spam filters, huh?
No, it's just people are happy and
That's good.
supportive, and it's a great place to be. But
Because not even the trolls want to sit through a 3-hour podcast.
Exactly. that is true. Actually, I do have a guy that. Never mind. It's not worth talking about him.
I'm going to start trolling you now.
Yeah, no. But the only time I ever had anybody really, not a troll, but just somebody who sent me some kind of nasty feedback was when it was originally Catholic Pilot. And it was something to do with the faith related aspect of the show. And it obviously, stung a nerve or hit a nerve with the person, and they were hurting. And the way I handled it was, at first, I felt really like somebody had just socked me in the chest, and I wanted to lash out and say some nasty things back, but I'm glad I didn't. I just kind of waited for a couple of days, and then I kind of calmed down, and then I wrote a nice long letter, an email back, and it was amazing how that whole thing turned around, because I actually took the time to address what he was saying and kind of smooth the whole thing out. But it was, at first, it was like, really, just somebody hitting me, blindsiding me, and it really hurt.
Sure.
And so, but luckily, I don't. That was the only time I ever got anything like that.
Well, that's the opportunity that Pope Francis is talking about.
Yeah.
Because it was a charitable response. You could have said, any number of letters back at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a little segue. Have any of y'all been to the March for Life?
A few years ago, yeah.
Not in Washington.
Do you get encounters with people there?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, because it's such a large group marching, and hint for those who noticed the lack of coverage again this year in the public media, it is usually a very large crowd that marches on DC in hundreds of thousands. Because it is such a large crowd, you usually don't see a lot of, at least I didn't, the year I was there, didn't see a lot of interaction, but there are groups. I remember seeing signs by, Planned Parenthood and NARAL and groups like that, trying to do a counter demonstration. But again, the numbers were so out of proportion, it wasn't even funny. There might be a group of a dozen people with Planned Parenthood signs as, again, hundreds of thousands of people are marching by.
Yeah.
It's not an event where you're going to have a lot of one-on-one, though there might be on the edges, there might be people that are, but for the most part, because it is such a large river of people going down the street, they know they don't stand much. The counter demonstrators know they don't stand much chance as far as, one-on-one. Now, of course, in the media, they stand a greater chance.
Yeah.
And that's
because the media will find those people.
Sure.
And yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's always the fringe element that's ready to go.
I was just really impressed with what I saw of this year's event, because of the blizzard and all the groups that still made it.
Oh yeah.
And then some of the things like that roadside altar, the mass alongside the highway,
so cool.
And things like that. Yeah.
That is.
Those are the things that those kids are going to remember for the rest of their life. Those kind of things.
Well, that's such an example too. And it's not even just that mass. When you read kind of what some of the bus groups did even before that mass, when they knew they were going to be there for hours, they didn't just kind of hang out in the bus and, well, we're warm and comfortable and we've got a bathroom on the bus, so we're good to go.
Okay, hold on. Let's talk about that bathroom though after a while.
But it's better.
We know there are mortifications along the way.
Let's put it this way. It's a lot better than a snowbank. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm from Montana, remember? But they went to the cars around the bus, so they'd see these people who were trapped in their cars, couldn't go anywhere, and they would brush off the car. If the car died, they'd invite the people in to the bus so they could stay warm because it was still pretty cold out, so they did things to serve others that were there around them. It wasn't just, them poor us. I think, that itself is a great example.
I think that's part of our goodness as human beings, and anytime you hear about disasters like that, I think that people really rise to the good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I see accounts of the high school students from Tulsa, the Catholic high schools in Tulsa that came back this year. They drove 30 hours to the West Coast March for Life. And, they come back and they just tell the stories, and it's the community that they build among themselves, and as well as the outreach they do when they get there. And what a great event.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest I've gotten is standing on the side of the road in front of the church in the solidarity hour of. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to speak into the microphone.
There's a microphone in front of you.
Well,
let me turn on my radio.
She keeps
voice.
turning to look at us and talk.
Because I love you guys. I've missed you.
But we want to. Everybody listening to the audio wants to hear your voice. And I'm thinking of all the post editing I'm going to have to do to bring your level up.
I'm sorry.
Definitely have to cut that out.
Speaking of troll,
that sounded just like one of the adults on the Charlie Brown show.
Right? I love the teacher. Excellent.
Oh, boy.
I always, why? You're going to be so glad to get rid of me.
My prayers are answered. Pope Francis will travel to Sweden in October. For what? For what, you may ask?
Skiing?
No, the joint ecumenical commemoration of the start of the Reformation.
What?
No.
What?
I
Yeah.
don't quite know what to make of that.
So, I've always looked at the Protestant Reformation as I refer to it as the Deformation. Now, it's true that it did bring up a lot of things that were problems in our church, and we, as a church body, fixed all of them. The Great Council of Trent.
All 99 of them?
Oh, that was just a little. That was just a tiny little bit of something that started the whole thing, or actually, it was started before that. So yeah, there were some little abuses going on and such in the church, and I say little. I mean, some big problems.
There were some big
in the church.
abuses.
But the church addressed them and they fixed them, and to kind of make this a celebration of the Reformation. I don't know. I'm hoping that what this is going to be really is more of a way to, to spread ecumenism and try to get together and separate our differences and talk about what we have.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this article that you have pulled up here, Jeff, and it says that he's going to highlight the important ecumenical developments that have taken place over the last 50 years. So he's not going to celebrate the Reformation. He's going to talk about the more or less the ecumenical, almost the anti-Reformation things that have happened in the last.
I think that
years.
a lot of the articles, though, that the quote unquote journalists out there are putting out is that he's going to celebrate it, and I was just kind of playing on that a little bit.
It's always the spin, though. Do you remember that that video that just came out a few weeks ago that had the various faith expressions in the Pope's prayer? I think that he's very clever. When you can dialogue and you can actually have good dialogue with people and actually start a conversation, the truth is going to win.
Well, you can't. We're never going to solve these issues of disunity without conversation.
Exactly.
The problem I have with this particular one, and I think this is not a good decision by Pope Francis, to be honest with you, is first of all, what he's going to is a celebration of the Reformation. This event he is going to is starting a year of celebration of the Reformation. Not repentance from, but celebration towards. They see it as a good thing. They see the Reformation, they see the founding of the Lutheran Church and so on as good things. And that is he's sending the wrong message. Again, this is my opinion, Father Corey Stika, Catholic priest in Malta, Montana, write to my bishop but
don't threaten the ad and not follow through with it.
Well, it's kind of remember Tool Time where, Tim Taylor would say something and then Al would be right there with you can write to us. But I don't see it as a good thing. And secondly, I have a kind of concern about where ecumenism is going right now, or has gone over the last 50 years. Because I don't see it as going towards a reunion of Christianity. I see it as, let's make us all feel good where we're at. And oh boy, aren't these places where we agree, but no sense of, but these are places where we have to decide which one of us is right. That's the part of the conversation I never hear.
Right.
Because are the Lutherans right in saying that Jesus is consubstantial in the bread? Meaning he's there with the bread, it's still bread, but Jesus is also there? Or are we right by saying it's transubstantiation? He's there exclusive of the bread. The substance changes. The substance changes. Had to make sure I was saying that right. I didn't want to fall into heresy. So
you can write his bishop at
Bishop Michael Warfel, Great Falls, Montana.
I can see both sides of the coin here. I can see why it might be a good thing to represent the Catholic Church there, but I have the same feeling that Father Corey does, that especially coming from a Lutheran background, it's almost like saying, hey, see, everything what we're doing in the Lutheran Church is just fine. Even the Catholics are coming over here. Look, the Pope is coming even to help us celebrate the beginning of this full year of celebration of the Reformation. I mean, when I first heard this, I thought, this has got to be a joke. I can't believe that this is really true. I understand, having ecumenical committees, working with other ecumenical committees from different Protestant groups, and trying to come up with ways to get together and work out differences and everything else. But this is the symbolism of this is I think may be misinterpreted.
Right. Well, I'm
You're
sure
looking
I'm
at
gonna
a
hear,
bad PR move.
I don't know. That's just my feeling.
I'm sure I'm going to hear something kind of like what Jeff just said from the Lutheran pastor here, who I consider a friend. I consider him a very good man, good pastor. But I'm sure he's going to say something. Well, see there, even the Pope thinks the Reformation was a good thing.
I don't know. I think that we still need to go out and be in the world. And
Well, I
speaking
agree.
the
That
truth.
doesn't mean you go and celebrate the Reformation.
Well, I don't think he's celebrating it.
It'd be interesting
I
though.
wonder what his presence is going to do.
But it
though.
does
I know.
use celebrate several times in this article.
Well, I know, but that's I'll be interested to actually read and what he says.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine. I have my heart. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that he would celebrate it, commemorate it, maybe, but not celebrate it.
Yeah.
It's a fact of history that you can't ignore. So you have to.
Yep. Well, I didn't mean to be a downer there and bring that in.
Yeah,
But
we'll call you Debbie the rest of the show. Come on, Debbie. What's the next segment?
you know what? It might be a good time for Puxatawny Phil.
I love Puxatawny. I missed.
Hey, it's almost Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
When is that, by the way?
The second.
February 2nd.
Oh, it's really coming up.
Tuesday?
I need to get my copy of Groundhog Day, the movie.
Go out and buy your sausage.
Yeah.
I don't get the
That's-
sausage thing.
That's the day you eat groundhog.
Groundhog.
Oh.
Got it? Get it?
Man.
You mean you didn't understand what we were
I
saying when we
know.
were
I'm
walking?
like, what's
So,
Full disclosure, I've only been hearing this for the last 3 hours from you guys.
she's just put 2 and 2 together and made 4. Yeah.
Well, I just thought it was a regional pronunciation because Steve kept saying groundhog. And I'm like, that's funny. I always said groundhog, but he says groundhog.
Groundhog. Like ground hog.
I can't work with you people.
Okay, so now that we're halfway through Punxsutawney Phil, I need to hurry up and say, hey, if you want to support SQPN and become a friend, head over to sqpn.com/donate. There you'll find so many convenient little buttons to push so that you may start your monthly contributions to the network. And even one-time donations of $1 million are accepted, or less. $1 million. So,
Laser beam.
hey, you know what? Even a more or more painful, a less painful way of supporting us is by shopping at Amazon. But before you do, make sure you click on that Amazon.com banner or that link on our website, sqpn.com. And that way, when you make a purchase on Amazon, we'll get a portion of that purchase. And it all adds up, and they send us a nice little check every month, and it really helps our evangelization efforts at the network. So again, thank you, all of you who have supported us for so many years. And if you haven't yet, please consider it. And I guess I should mention Bluehost. Bluehost, everythingesteban.com.
Yes.
Hosted. And
It's fantastic.
Miriam
Miriam.
Johnson, also hosted by Bluehost, Father Roderick's personal blog as well. And several people at the network use Bluehost for their website hosting, and we think that you should too. So check out sqpn.com/Bluehost, Amazon, and become a friend of SQPN.
I realize Mary is making all kinds of noise here.
Oh, is she? Oh, haven't noticed. Okay.
It's like you're wearing a tambourine.
It is.
Well, speaking of Pope mobiles,
Yes.
See, my segue was better than that.
Please tell us what you have in mind.
did somebody say something about the Pope mobile? No, they didn't. But again, from Clem's, John Clem's.
You're totally verklempt right now.
Sorry, John Clem. I'm sorry.
Is Red Skeleton's character Clem Cadiddlehopper?
Yes.
Thanks to John Clem's sweet tweet. We're calling them sweet tweets still. What do we call them now? His
Top Catholic tweets.
top Catholic tweets for January 29, 2016. We'll put a link in the show notes for that.
They're still sweet.
Yes, they are. He has a link in here regarding the history of the Pope Mobile or the Pope Mobile. One of the papacy's most iconic symbols is the Pope Mobile. It's how popes make themselves closer to the people, traveling to be among their flock. But for a 2,000-year-old job, the Pope Mobile is a relatively new innovation. Here's a guide to how the vehicle evolved. At the very beginning of the 19th century, Pope Pius VII became the first pope to use a carriage. Did I do that Roman numeral correct?
Yep.
Okay.
What about the leaders? Weren't those the original ones?
Oh, with the what do they call that thing? The what?
Sedalia?
Yeah,
what it
the
is?
chair,
what it's
the
called?
chair, the carrot.
I guess that was mobile.
No.
Yeah, why not? The Pope was mobile when he was in that little thing that you just pronounced that never heard of that word. Let's see. So getting back to this article, 1929. Let's see. The first papal automobile was introduced. Although cars have been available for decades, popes have been confined to the Vatican since the collapse of the Papal States in 1870. Pope Pius XI rode in a 1929 Graham Page Type 837 during the first trip a pope took outside the Vatican in more than half a century.
Did he wave higher than his papal tiara?
I don't know.
When did they quit using the papal tiara?
I don't know. I don't have that article in front of me.
I actually know this. Pope Paul VI used it occasionally.
Yeah, I think he
But,
was the last one.
I don't know if Pope John Paul I used it.
He didn't use much
No.
of anything.
Yeah,
Mm.
but Pope John Paul II did not. So.
Yeah, he rode in plenty of different Pope mobiles, from a Ferrari to a bus with glass sides. We're talking Pope John Paul II.
A Ferrari.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perhaps, in fact, if you look at this link that we'll have in the show notes it's a RomeReports.com video. Actually, in the video, it shows a lot of the different rides for the popes. Unfortunately, I would share it with you, but they have a kind of a message here that says, don't do that. So
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not going to
there
do
you go.
that. But I'm going to tell you what the article says, and we're going to advise that you look at it and watch the video yourself. It's interesting. Anyway,
Cool.
so, you've been to the Vatican,
Yes,
Steve, and
yes.
you've seen the Pope in the Pope Mobile?
I saw Pope John Paul II. I've not seen Pope Francis.
Yeah.
I have seen Pope Francis in the Pope Mobile.
And
And
were you
my-
pretty close?
I could touch it.
Wow.
Actually, I'll show you a video of it
Okay.
when we're done with the show.
Yeah, we don't have time for it right
Yeah.
now, though, Maria.
I'll show you. I'm going to show it to you now. It's on my phone. It would be complicated. How you?
We could show it to everybody.
We can
Put your
just
phone
put
in front of the
phone up
camera.
right there. Perfect.
What I love though is Pope Francis has the little bitty tiny little Fiat that he climbs in and
Tiny
out of.
little.
Yeah, they did
Little
mention it
Fiat.
in this video that the St. Francis has been
Saint
kind of
Francis.
like, I'm sorry, Pope Francis. Did I say St. Francis?
Mhm.
Pope Francis has been, I'm just a little ahead of my time, I guess.
Yeah.
Or behind.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Saint Francis didn't even wear shoes. So.
Pope Francis has been kind of playing it go on the down low with the vehicles, like as you just mentioned, when he came to visit the United States, he was in a very small 4-door Fiat and not a fancy Lincoln Continental, SUV or anything like,
An Escalade.
yeah, an Escalade. Yeah, that's right. Is that what the Prez
I don't
uses?
know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those. What do you call it? The Chevy.
Suburban?
Yeah, the
The
big black
Suburban?
Chevy Suburban when they have like 6 of them and you don't know which one he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bulletproof glass and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
So
I loved here when he was in the States that they took a Jeep Wrangler and retrofitted it. It's like the extended wheelbase Jeep Wranglers and put the little glass dome on it.
That's pretty cool.
Well, isn't Pope Francis going to Mexico sometime soon?
Like next week, I think.
yeah.
Oh,
I hope
Coming week,
I
yeah.
hope they give him one of those really colorful buses.
with the fringe hanging down from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
If you say something like the little dog that is.
No.
Yeah. The bobbing
that
head.
was
Maybe he'll have a
not-
bobbing head Pope Francis in it.
So when you saw him in Cuba, right?
I did. I see what you did.
Yeah,
I'm
see?
going to look at
'Cause I
you
know
so
you're
you
gonna look
move the
this way.
microphone.
So I'm going to point it just so you'll talk into the microphone. So
Yes.
was he in some kind of a vehicle when you saw him?
Yeah, he was in a it was open, so it had glass on the top, but the sides were wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, it was pretty cool because my uncle was riding in it with him
Oh, no.
when he was in Holguin, so that was pretty neat. So I saw him parade around the whole stadium for the mass, and then when we had the private audience in the Episcopal residence, I actually walked out onto the balcony after him and was like right in front of the Pope Mobile. So that's the video I'll show you.
Oh,
It's his
cool.
back, but you can really see how the crowds reacted.
Did he like stop and go in amongst the crowds and hold babies and all that kind of stuff like he's known to do?
But from the Pope Mobile.
Oh, from the Pope Mobile.
Cool.
I
I
don't
wish he'd
think
like jump in and then like do wheelies in it. You know? I think it'd be cool.
Can you imagine if I had just lost my mind and gotten into the car with him?
Well, you already have lost your mind, but getting into the car would have been something. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can I get a lift?
He had this one guard that
Is
was
this
about
Uber?
as wide as he was tall, and it was all muscle.
Wow.
And
Oh.
he scared me a little bit.
Oh, if he's one of the Swiss guards, you don't want to mess with those guys.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
those guys.
Nope. This guy
Maybe-
had us in the room and counted us coming into the room, and then would come into the room every like 3 minutes and count us. And I'm like, seriously, we haven't moved. Oops, counting.
Yeah, he's on top of it, right?
I guess so.
Speaking of on top of it, I'd love to see the Pope do some crowd surfing.
Like the Pope emoji.
Yeah, like everybody carrying him, and that'd
Well,
be
he had his chance when he was in Brazil. He should have done that.
Gosh,
Yeah.
riding the crowd.
That would have been great.
Crowds.
Think the impact that would have had on all those young people standing
They'll
on the
do
beach.
that at Poland for World Youth Day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I love
If I get the
Poland.
chance
Who's
to
going?
meet him.
Anybody? Are you going to go?
I don't. When is
I'm
it?
going.
It's
Wait.
next August.
Next August?
Yep.
Or this
Beginning-
August.
This August.
No, it's
Oh,
actually it's
okay.
beginning of or end of July.
This
We
year?
get back August 2nd.
Oh, I can't do it.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're going, Father.
Yes, I am. I'm looking forward to it.
Poland is awesome.
I was so close to going as a chaperone for a group, and then the church canceled
Mm.
the entire group. Yeah,
Oh.
it's too bad.
Well, speaking
Yes.
of trips, don't you have a big trip coming up here in just a couple months?
Yeah, I'm going to Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's a big trip.
That's a great city. I can recommend some good coffee.
Land.
I am. I'm going. No, yes, I am. Well, I am going to Seattle, but after that, I'm going to Israel and Jordan.
You are such
Not
a
to
jerk.
snub
He spent the
Sale.
whole morning saying that he doesn't like to say when he's going someplace.
Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. Never mind. Let's move on.
No, but no, I am.
No, that's a big trip.
Yeah,
I thought we've
I'm
talked about it before.
I think we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not specifically. I'm not
Our-
saying exactly when he's going.
Next
But he's
Saturday, I'm
going.
going to be in.
Oh, and friend of the show, Father Daryl, is over in the Holy Land right now with
Yeah,
Lino Ruli's group.
with his other brother Daryl.
That's cool. I didn't put that together. I saw that Lino had posted that he was leaving for the Holy Land, and then Father Daryl said he was, and I didn't put the two together.
Dude, we're
Yeah.
just a bunch of world travelers.
Yeah.
It must be all of you rubbing off on us, huh?
I don't do any
Sure.
world traveling. I just
That-
travel in the United States.
And mostly the eastern
Domestic
part of the
travel.
United States at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's weird though. Once you start doing some international travel, then it's a bug that you can't quite
Yeah,
get rid of.
totally get that.
I'm all for it. I'm ready to go again.
But I'm going to go back to Cuba later this year.
Cool. Can I go?
Oh,
You
wow.
can
Nice.
if you want to. Jeff moves the mic every time I
I've never
adjust
seen
myself.
someone not speak to the microphone in my life. And now I understand when we're doing this show and she's in her house why we never hear her, because she's nowhere near her microphone.
Because I'm a teacher and I'm not the kind of teacher that stands at a podium.
You know what we need to get her is like one of those lavalier
Okay, great. That's what I
mics.
need.
That way,
Right.
she can look everywhere, twirl around.
I'm just
We
going
can still hear
You
her.
can't see me blushing, but I'm blushing behind the glasses.
Yeah, sure.
I am.
I've
I'm
never seen you
embarrassed.
blush in my life.
I love these green sunglasses, by the way.
You should
All right.
pucker up. This is like the little girl on the cover of my book. That's what the glasses are for.
Oh.
Well, thank goodness for small things.
I just caught that.
All right. Thank you, Pat Joan, for that and rescuing us from whatever this is. Picks
I'm
of the
having
week.
a great time. I don't know
I
what
am
know, I am
too.
too.
We need to go for another 2 hours. Now I understand why you can go for 3 hours.
Steve, can you hand me that bag over there?
Which bag?
That's my pick of the week.
The one that says pick of the week on
He's
it.
gonna tear up the whole thing.
Okay, wait a minute. All right.
Is this what you're talking about?
Yes. This is my, I know you can't see it if you're just listening to the audio. Funyuns.
Funyuns?
Funyuns, I'm sorry. Funyuns.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're called. Funyuns onion flavored rings, and they're guaranteed fresh until March 22nd.
Until
So
you
you're-
open the bag.
Oh, you
Going to the
open
bottom of the bag. Bottom of the
Actually,
bag for your pick this week, huh?
yeah, I really am. Actually, they're unopened, but I will be going to the bottom. No, he'll probably grab them out of my hand before I have a chance to steal them. But I do like these. Funyuns are a great snack.
Wow.
The only reason
Things
I
are
have these
desperate.
is because I travel a lot and they don't feed you anymore. So I always have something with me for those times when you realize you're not going to eat for 4 hours and you're on a plane.
Mm.
So I usually have something
Yeah, that's a good idea.
because they don't feed you anymore on airlines.
The loudest and smelliest thing that you could do to assault everyone sitting around you in an airplane, right? That's all.
No, I
Yes.
think you can probably come up with something else.
Oh yeah, sure. The people that
At
get
least-
the tuna sandwiches at Subway.
Oh, Subway, yeah, with all the onions on it. Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
you can.
what are they thinking?
Yeah, you can smell that sandwich with 6 rows in every direction.
It's kind of like when you leave the Waffle House and you smell like bacon.
Well, I feel like
Oh.
if your baby's gonna scream in my ear, I'm gonna eat something really smelly.
Oh no!
No,
When there
no,
are
I'm just
babies on
kidding.
planes, I try to sit next to the moms and tell them that I love them and they're doing a great job, and
Oh, I know.
because
I don't
that's
mind
the
the kids.
worst.
I don't mind the kids, but what I do mind is when somebody brings their little yappy dog that starts chirping in the middle of the plane. You can. I
Jeff
can't
is-
handle that.
Jeff is
Chirping.
thinking, "Thank God that door locks me in here."
Yeah, Jeff, you don't really know what goes on.
No,
behind
I
that
get a
door.
chance to be back there. It's very painful, and I'm
Oh.
sorry that all of you have to endure that. And thank goodness I don't have. Let's see, Lynn. Thank you for the reminder. We do have some feedback, and it's from Joe Sales. So let's read that. Hi, everyone. It's Joe Sales. Just wanted to say congratulations to SQPN, especially the team at Catholic Weekend. 300 episodes is quite a milestone. I wish you all the best as you continue with the next 300. I have fond memories of being on an episode or two of CW. From what I remember, it was a lot of fun. I see he's blotted it from his memory. From what I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was pretty fun.
From what I remember, it was great.
Thank you for all that you do. You're welcome, Joe. Thanks for the
Thanks, Joe.
congratulations.
Thank you.
And all right. So any other feedback? And Lynn, did I take care of it all? If you want to send feedback, send it to catholicweekend@sqpn.com. Again, that's catholicweekend@sqpn.com. And we'll read your feedback online. And we also have a feedback number, which is area code 862-200-SQPN. And if you need the numbers, that's 862-200-7776. We look forward to hearing from you either way. So thank you again, Joe, for your feedback. And thank you, Lynn, for reminding me. All right. So getting back to our picks of the week. Who wants to go next?
I will.
Okay.
My pick of the week is something that I did last weekend.
I'm so glad because I saw you look at that Orbitz gum over in the corner.
Yes. How many more product placements can we have in this show?
We're all looking around. Remote control for a television. A pillow.
No. So my pick of the week is Bishop Kelly High School annual trivia night.
Wow.
Bishop Kelly High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's the one of the diocesan high schools. They put this trivia night together, and it sells. So they start selling tables in October 15th, and they sell out that day.
Really?
and the event's not
Wow,
till
fun.
January.
Wow.
1,500 people, 100,
Wow.
150 different tables, teams compete, and my table came in 9th out of
Wow.
150.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but they in that one event they raised $2 million for the school every year.
Oh, wow.
Man.
Yeah,
What's the
We're doing
prize
it
for,
wrong
like,
because
first,
wow.
what's the first prize award? I mean, is it a pretty nice award?
no,
No.
there's a trophy. That's it,
Oh, really?
and bragging rights.
And bragging rights for the next
Yeah.
year. Hey, but if you're bragging on 9th place, then it must be a heck of a
Oh well,
an
we
event.
have a team that's been together now for like 4 or 5 years, and there's another team that they're always in the top 3 because they basically have recruited all the smartest people they can find. And,
I see you're not on that.
no, but I know. See, the thing is, half
know
the
some of
people on that team were my students at when I was at the Newman Center.
Really?
Yeah, so I
That's pretty
can't really
amazing.
be too sad that they win. Although we always try to do a little bit better.
Of course.
Still, 9th, not bad. Not
bad
out
at
of
all. That's
150.
impressive,
It's
yeah.
not bad.
Wow, congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you.
So I guess, I'll put it on your calendar, October 15th. That's when you need to put in your request for a table, right?
Yeah, I mean it's weird because I talk to people that have tables every year, and it's like they're trying to book a seat on Southwest. They're
Really?
counting down. They're counting down until the website goes live, and then they go buy their table real fast because it
You got to
sells
get
out.
into that A zone.
Yeah, well, that's right, because it sells out within a few hours.
Wow.
it's
And
like-
so do you have to buy it as a team? Do you have to,
um,
does everybody, or do you get a
you
table?
buy a table.
You buy
I
a
don't
table.
know. It's
Whatever. Yeah.
$100 for a table. I think.
Is there a
something like
maximum that you can have on a team?
that. Up to 10?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that you could recruit us and we would really just rock it.
Yeah, you want to come to Tulsa and play trivia one night?
Yeah,
let's
why
do
not?
it.
It's good to have a group of people that has like a diversity of knowledge
That's
regarding
right.
certain
Mhm.
things.
Listen, I have some dangerous friends who can hook me up with flights immediately.
That's right. Oh man,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, boy. Well, that was a good pick of the week.
Yeah.
Father Corey, help us over here. What's your pick of the week?
Oh, well, mine's a lot more serious. It's not a product placement. It's a website actually called Fight the New Drug. And it's an anti-pornography site. And it's really a well-done site, very, graphically just beautifully done and everything. And it focuses on what pornography does to us. What it does to those who are producing it, what it does to those who are selling it, what it does to those who consume it. And interesting thing is, it's not religious. It's a secular site.
Oh, fantastic.
So you hear the argument, the opposition to pornography is only because the church says it's wrong. No, this is scientific. This is emotional. This is psychological issues. This is sociological. So it's very well done. And what their kind of their motto is porn kills love. So very well done. So definitely check it out. It's definitely a wonderful site, very well done, and some good information, because the fact is pornography is everywhere. It's epidemic. I mean, that word is used a lot, but it really is an accurate description. It's everywhere. It's spread as virulently as any disease.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of the site again?
FightTheNewDrug.org.
Okay, excellent. We'll have that in the show notes as well. Yeah, that's an important one. Thank you. And
Yeah.
Maria.
Fantastic. Well, as no surprise to you, as you pointed out, I have a book as my pick of the week. And thanks for thanks for waiting to the end, because I really want to throw it at Steve for a moment. It's a new book by Maria Ruiz Scaperlanda, and it's called The Shepherd Who Didn't Run, Father Stanley Rother, Martyr from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And he was someone that you were following years ago.
Oh yeah.
That I had heard about on this show, I think several years ago.
Yeah.
When they opened the cause for his canonization, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And-
I first learned about Father Stanley Rother in the year 2000 when we took a trip. We took students down to the town of Santiago Atitlan in Guatemala, and that's where the Oklahoma mission was. and that's where Father Rother was stationed. And briefly, he was killed in the rectory of the church in 1981, and so his cause is being promoted as him being a martyr to the faith, because it happened during the Civil War going on down there, and a lot of people were being killed because of their work and faith in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's an amazing story, and I think both of us were kind of reading it independently, but at the same time, about Father Rother, and it's just an amazing story. And since you're a local boy from Oklahoma, I know that it was something that had just been very close to your own heart, especially after that experience in Guatemala.
Well, there's still a lot of people that knew Father Rother, and worked with him, knew him before he was a priest, knew him as a priest, and knew him as a missionary. And we're still I probably mentioned this before, we're still a very small state, and our Catholic population is even smaller, and so everybody feels a lot of kinship with him. And it's one of my goals in life to live long enough to see him beatified, because it would just do wonders for the Catholic Church in Oklahoma and in Guatemala.
Beautiful. Well, I can't wait to I'm just finishing up the story now, and I'll probably be reviewing it next week on my blog, but I knew that I wanted to get you to comment on it because you'd been down there.
Well, I've been reading it, and I've been to the places that they talk about in the book.
Amazing.
I've spent the night in his rectory. I have, the room where he was killed is now a chapel, and we've prayed there and had mass there with the students, and I've talked with people that knew him, and were baptized by him, married by him, things like that. So it's because it's all still recent. I mean, it's 1981, so what are we coming up on? 35 years?
Yeah. Amazing. All right, well, so that's my pick of the week.
Awesome. I was looking at the chat room. John K says, you have an Apple product placement. And Father Corey writes, John, it was part of Tim Cook's visit with the Pope. It's part of the deal that they worked out. So Catholic Weekend is an official user of Apple products, but they were not an official sponsor of our show.
Disclaimer, I'm looking at two Macs right in front of me too. So
and we have iPhones all over the place. It's pretty much a Macintosh Apple world here. Sorry.
Except here, I'm the holdout. This is Andrew.
Dark side.
Hey, did you get my APG app on your Android phone?
I haven't yet. I will have to get that.
Yes, it's free.
Even
all
better.
Right. Well, with that, I guess you said something about a blog, Maria. Tell us about your blog.
Yeah, you can read what I'm talking about. You can read what. Oh, now I have two microphones. You can
look like a politician up there.
3 microphones. Fantastic. Follow me on Twitter at Bego, BEGO, or you can look me up on Facebook or read my blog where sometimes I post, like yesterday, mariamjohnson.com.
Excellent. Hosted by Bluehost. And Steve, also another Bluehost user,
yes,
with his Everything Esteban.
Yes, Everything Esteban. You can follow me on Twitter at Steve_Nelson, as long as you're not a troll.
Yeah, I was going to say, all you trolls, head over to Steve_Nelson.
Or a woman of negligible background.
And Father Corey, his great homily site, frcorey.org. And how else can we find out about you, sir?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff at FR Corey Stica, last name spelled Sticha.
Excellent. And I'm just the airline pilot guy. You can find me there at airlinepilotguy.com, on Twitter and on Facebook, and where other airline aviation podcasts are found.
You did a Funyuns thing instead of your app.
Oh yeah, I know. But who cares
such a
about that?
goofball.
This is like something completely different. It has nothing to do with Catholic Weekend. So anyway, well, it was great to get us all back together again, almost the whole crew. And look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Catholic Weekend. It probably won't be as much fun next time, though, because the 3 of us aren't going to be together, but oh well. So again, check us out on sqpn.com. There's a Catholic Weekend page there. And anything else before we shut her down? No? All right. Hope you have a great Catholic weekend. Take care. God bless.
Yay.
Yay. Woohoo. All right.
Oh,
I'm going to hit the record button. Turn it off, that is.
I
was
was
gonna
getting
say, wait a second.
serious.
That was just a rehearsal, so now we're ready to record
Yeah.
the show.
Now I'll actually, for this segment, I'll actually be talking into the microphone.
Now she doesn't. Oh boy. Well, you probably need to get going with your the reason why you're here in Atlanta.
Yeah, my
Steve.
colleagues have been texting me for the last
Oh,
half
okay.
hour.
Oh,
wanting to
no.
know.
Okay,
Oh,
well, that
sorry.
means that we need to shut this thing down so I can gather up all my equipment and get out of his room and put some of the furniture, all of the furniture back where it belongs.
Yeah, appreciate it if all the furniture were still here in the proper places.
I'm not going to take the furniture. I'll put it back. Okay.
No.
So thanks everybody for
stuff.
joining us for the live broadcast. All 4 of you.
Yeah.
Probably like 2 people other than us and Father Corey.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh well, it's a sad situation. Okay.
That's how it is.
Yep. All right. Take care. Thanks, Father.
Ciao.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.